Hi everyone. So let's start now with a new session. It is lecture 15 now in the course Indian Economy, some contemporary perspective. And in this particular topics, since we have covered the industrial sector, industrial production, and we are now going for our third session on industrial sector. So I wanted to cover some new topics in this particular domain, because industrial sector we have already covered quite extensively during the whatever we have discussed the planning process, and then we had also gone for a detailed description of the industrial sector, how what kind of policies we have undertaken. But one area which is quite underrated and not explored so much in the Indian context, it is called MSME sector. What is MSME sector? It is called micro, small, medium enterprises, and this particular sector has immense contribution to the India's growth cycle, because almost around 49% of the output, it consists of almost 49% of the India exports. It also has contributed in terms of crores of unemployment, and it has around 29% GDP share. So across the globe, most of the countries have devised policies to support this, because any industrial activity start at the smallest level and then it goes into this medium, and then it becomes a large company. So in order to support in the beginning process of the industrialization, it is very much needed that there should be some policy framework to support the initial ideas of industrial development, and that's why even in India we have taken certain measures. So Nitin Gadkari, he is the Minister of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. He takes care the sector in charge, and then if you trace the history, then you find that during 1970s, in the beginning we focused more on the capacity creation. In 1970s, we had focused on small scale industries. So the tiny unit idea that I had discussed during the Janata Party government, it became one of the main topics to be discussed at that time. And since then we have given importance to handloom industries, the local industrial setups, whatever we had, the cottage industry, and we also had some segmentation in terms of industrial backward and forward linkages. So input suppliers are basically micro, small, or micro and small medium enterprises. So there is a whole lot of chain type behavior in terms of supplying input and in terms of utilization of the resources. So I thought it would be good that I should give you some basic idea about MSME sector. In half an hour time, it's not easy to cover each and every aspect, but I will try and cover as much as possible. And I will also incorporate some new developments with regard to MSME sector. During the pandemic, when we had a coronavirus outbreak, then government had to take certain measures to give importance to the MSME sector. So we have also taken initiatives in that direction. So I will be highlighting that part also. So in this, the reference book and reading materials which I have referred is the Economic Survey 2016-17, 2018-19 and 2019-20. Each and every economic survey will have one chapter on the industry, and in 2016-17 I saw one drastic change, because for the first time in volume 1 of 2016-17 chapter 7 had mentioned about MSME's role, the role of a small sector in industrialization and how it contributes to the employment potential. So for example, if you give 500 crore rupees to IT company or to set up a plant of steel, the employment generation per lakh is much higher in case of micro and small enterprises compared to large and medium enterprises. So the large companies may not have that much capacity to absorb the or create employment, but at a smaller level it is much easier. So that's why if you think in terms of employment creation per lakh, this MSME comes out to be one of the winners in that direction, and that's why government has given a lot of emphasis, because we have to create jobs and we have to create employment for our own people. So in that this micro, small, medium enterprises matters a lot. Then I found this Sajivan G article that has appeared in Journal of Industrial Statistics, present status of MSME statistics. And in this you will find that it is available on the MSME website, and you will find that this particular paper discusses all the policy developments that we have undertaken since 1970s, and it provides the detailed overview of different surveys that we have done for the MSME. So, one peculiar characteristics of MSME is that some MSMEs, some micro, small, medium enterprises are registered, and some are you can say formal and informal. Formal means which are registered with the government, and government has information about that, and unregistered means informal, but they still supply and contribute and exist in the business. Then I have referred annual report of 2019-20 Ministry of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises, Government of India. It is available on the website, and it is really interesting document to refer. I would request everyone to at least have a glance on it, and then it will be really good to know that what kind of effort we are making in reviving the MSME sector. Then I found very interesting write up on MSME. It was CII and KPMG 2015. The new wave of Indian MSME and access agenda for growth. And then I also found a very interesting write up on it appeared on 20th August 2020 by Vasal V. It was MSME growth on engines of India's economy. So, here it mentions about the recent developments, how MSME has potential to drive the economy, it can boost your exports. And under Atmanirbhar Bharat scheme that we have, under that the government is trying to enforce certain rules and regulations to make sure that the domestic production is being consumed efficiently by the domestic firms and industries. So, there should be some kind of inter and intra transfer of goods and services rather than simply importing from outside. So, government is now putting a lot of effort to make sure that the domestic produced goods are consumed domestically more. So, at least there is a we have public sector enterprises which rely more on micro, small and medium industry. So, government is putting effort to make sure that these micro and small medium enterprises get due credit, and they get good income from the PSE. So, government has now come up with circular also saying that each and every central public enterprises will have to now buy from MSMEs, and then there is also a rule that certain norms have been devised. For example, $200 million or less than that, 200 crore rupees or less than that a project will not be having global tender, which means that domestic firms will have opportunity to apply. And there are certain registration process that government has undertaken. Under that there are incentives that if you register with the online portals, then you will be entitled for certain benefits. For example, selling to central public enterprises, then you will also have loan waivers, then there is also a chance in terms of access to credit, you will be given incentives. So, those are the things we will be discussing in next 20 or 25 minutes. So, the key learning objective is that overall of the India's MSME development, how we can understand better and how we can aware of the recent developments that Government of India has undertaken in terms of reviving the MSME sector. So, the micro small enterprises. So, the national sample survey 73rd round 2015-16 it appeared. It had recorded that MSME comprises of 633.88 lakhs units. So, it means that in India we have around 633 lakhs units of enterprises under MSME, which means that it is a huge, and if we can orient our policies for the development of these sectors, then we are not very far to become next China, because China has also invested so much on the micro, small, medium enterprises. So the takeoff stage that we have, it can be decided by these SME, these micro, small, medium enterprises. Created the employment opportunities of around 11 crore. So, which means that it is a huge, and though during pandemic it was very difficult to sustain this growth, but it has gone in a right direction. Then MSME contribute 29% of India GDP. It means that it is almost close to 30%, and it consists of around 49% of India's export. So, you can think about how we can't ignore the role of MSME in India's GDP growth. And the one of the best best contributions of MSME is that it drives the local business cycle. So, which means that at a very local level, may not be at very aggregate level, but it drives the sentiments at the very local level. When you think about the economic sentiment among the middle class and lower middle class people, then they derive their sentiment from this sector. So, that is why it becomes. I was going through an important document. It is published by CII and KPMG. It appeared in 2015. The title was New Wave of Indian MSME, the Agenda for Growth. In this particular report, I found this particular chart quite interesting, and it compares India across all other countries. So, maybe India can be compared with South Africa, it can be compared with Brazil. In case of Brazil, the contribution of SME sector is almost 22%. In case of India, we have just 8%, it was recorded in 2011-12, and in case of South Africa, it is 57%, which means that we are still lagging behind. Maybe we are not able to identify, and maybe we have not registered that much. Though it looks like there is some kind of data discrepancy here, which means that we have to really look for the informal sector more and try to register and try to spread the dimension of micro small enterprises in a much better way. But surprisingly, in case of Taiwan, we find the role share of SME around 85%. So, most of the highly industrialized countries, you will find that in France you have 59%, in Germany you have a 54%. So, you will find that most of the industrialized countries, they have not grown on large companies only. They have the setup of having all types of firms, even micro, small, medium enterprises, and they have contributed that much. So, it is important that we cannot ignore the role of micro, small enterprises in this particular direction. Then we have if we have a contribution, then we also look for employment, and in case of employment, what comes out that we can look in terms of how much they have contributed as a share of total employment. So, if the total employment is 100 million, how much it is coming from the MSME sector. So, you will find that in case of India, though the share in GDP as per the data of 2011-12, it was just 8%, but in terms of employment it is 21%, which means that from employment, from job perspective, this particular sector is really important. In case of Brazil, it consists of 67%. In case of South Africa, it is 74%, which means that South African business cycle is more sensitive to the micro small enterprises compared to India's, because and especially the job market is more sensitive to the MSME sector growth. We find that even in case of India, it is 21%. So, that is why it is important that we should be I have just given these statistics just to make sure that we have a sufficient overview of this particular sector, because you will hardly find any textbook or anywhere mentioning about this MSME. They mention about the small and large firm, or maybe we discuss industrial sector in a more general fashion, and that is why I thought it is important to highlight these developments. So, in case of India, in 2016-17 economic survey, chapter 7, volume 1, it mentions about the role of small firms and micro small medium enterprises, and though it did not mention explicitly, but this chapter chief economic advisor mentions that he mentions that the size of the firm in most of the apparel and leather and footwear industry, it is quite small, which means that the employment potential of these companies are less than 50 or 50 to 100 compared to other countries, for example, China and Brazil and other countries. So, the most interesting indicator to look at here is jobs per lakh of investment. So, in case of apparel, which means that it is one of the important sectors, it has contribution of around 16 to 17% as per the survey of 2006 and 7. So, it was SME survey conducted. I will be discussing that also in a few moments. So, here it is apparel, jobs per lakh investment is 23.9. whereas in steel and auto if you invest, so job per lakh investment is just 0.3 and 0.1. So, if the government wants to give more importance to employment and job creation, then they should invest more in apparel and leather footwear industries, and that is why you will find that even jobs per lakh of investment is 23.9 in case of apparel. In case of leather and footwear it is 7.1. And the most important part is that in terms of job creation, the female jobs per lakh, if you want, you will find more in case of micro and small medium enterprises compared to large firms. Because large firms have different requirements and they may not be able to hire that much the workforce, because one of the peculiar characteristics of MSME industry is that it employs both skilled and semi skilled. So, those who are skilled labor force and those who are unskilled and semi skilled, they are also having opportunity to engage to be engaged in this particular sector. So, that is why apparel, leather and footwear becomes really important. So, jobs per lakh investment if you find, then you find that these industries are playing very important role. And if you just compare the data of MSME, then you find that food and beverages have the highest share in MSME, followed by fabrication and metals. It has also the share, but after that we have apparels, then we have the leather and footwear, then we have tanning, dressing and leather and fur, then we have leather goods, footwear, textiles. So, these are the sectors where you have a high employment growth potential. And also in terms of gender equity, if we talk about gender equity, so there is a more likelihood that if you invest more in micro, small, medium enterprises, then there is a high chance of giving more opportunity to the female job worker compared to the only male. And that is why, though in terms of forms based on male female, based on gender, then you find more skewed towards male compared to female, but in terms of providing employment opportunity, this micro small enterprises play a very important role. In case of India, there has been successes where it has been reported that how jobs were created for the women and other entrepreneurs, and how even the jobs per lakhs of investment, if we compare female jobs per lakh when investment, it is 8.2 in case of apparel, and leather and footwear it was 3.3. It was 3.4, and then you have leather goods where it is 3.9. So conventionally those cities which were known for such industries, for example Kanpur, it is now it is not leading in terms of leather production, but at some point of time this particular city was known, and that is why there is a need to revive these sectors again, and so that we will not have to just rely on the imports, we can go for the domestic production. And that is why there is a whole lot of effort to revive the micro small enterprises, and government under Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan is trying to give emphasis on that, though the level of effort just started. So, maybe after 2 to 3 years of lag we will have some outcomes, positive outcomes, but though the sentiment has started coming more in favor of Atmanirbhar, which means that we are looking for more of a domestically produced goods. So, the female jobs per lakh, it is 25.9, female jobs per lakh investment 8.2. So, this is what I thought I should be discussing. Economic Survey 2016-17 also mentioned about the financial rules at the state level. So, maybe when we will discuss the fiscal policy we will come to that also. Now, let us look at the classification. So, when I am saying that micro, small, medium enterprises, then there are some classification criterion. Under that we mentioned that how we can think about going for a different set of classification. So, here it is World Bank classification of MSME. So, under this it is decided based on 3 factors. One is number of employees, then you have total assets, then you have annual sales, and IFC, International Finance Corporation, had also gone for adding this loan size as per the study they have conducted, Shia and Mishlish, assessing private sector contribution to job creation. IFC open source study, International Finance Corporation. So, here it mentions about. So, maybe loan size if you want you can skip, but it is these 3 indicators matters a lot. So, if the employees number of employees are less than 10 in one firm, then, and if it is having total asset size of less than $1,000 and annual sales of less than $1,000, then it will be called as micro. Then small, if it is having the employee size of 10 to 50 and then you have 100,000 to $3 million of total sales, and the annual sales of 100,000 to 3 million, right. So, it is a small, and then here you have a medium. Medium, you have a number of employees 50 to 300, and the total asset size is 3 million to 15 million, and the annual sales of 3 million to 15 million. Now, in India, recently government has revised the earlier definition, which was created during 2006, but now we have added annual sales also, which means the turnover is added now. So now we are now almost aligning with the World Bank classification of MSME, though loan is not being considered, because loan, it was just mentioned. So, if it is less than $10,000 of loan, it will be called as micro, then 10,000 to 100,000 it will be called a small, medium, but the World Bank classification mentions about number of employees, annual sales, and total assets. So, it was in 2006 when we had a act called MSMEs Act. It was enacted on June 16, 2006, and then since then it has been referred as one of the major development that we undertook during this period. So, and as per the states list that we had discussed in terms of union list, then we had a state list, then we had a concurrent list. So, according to that, MSMEs are states' responsibilities. According to NAMPL, so we have already discussed this. So, if you go by the classification of this MSME Act, so micro under manufacturing enterprises based on investment in plant and machinery, which means that it is also a part of total assets. So, it is a micro 25 lakhs. If it is under services enterprises, then it is 10 lakhs, and if it is a small, then it is 5 crore, and if it is services sector, then it is 2 crores. If the medium is considered from 10 crores for the manufacturing and 5 crores for the services. Services, the classification is much lower, because you need different types of technological enhanced tools to deal with. There is a less limited, less role of labor, more of technology. So, that is why the classification is much lesser in this. Then I had gone through one particular report. So, we have so far conducted 4 all India census of MSMEs. The last was in 2006-7. And in 2003, we had the CP Chandrasekhar committee that also had recommended that we should be going for this, and we should have a proper census to deal with. And at that time, it was decided that only registered forms will be included in IIP, not others. So, the first census was launched in 1972-73. It was regarding MSME, followed by second and third in 1987-88 and 2001-2002. The number of SMEs, if you think in terms of unit, it has increased from 1,39,577 in 1972-1973 to 15 lakh now to 2006-7. So, there has been tremendous growth in this particular domain. So, number of forms have also gone up. If you look the investment per enterprise, it has also gone up. So, it was just but if you think employment generation per 1 lakh, it has not gone up that much, it has gone down quite significantly. The investment has gone up from 0.57 lakh, right, in 1972-73, which means around 57,000 to 33.78 lakhs in 2006-2007. So, which means that there is a whole lot of emphasis on creating a more fixed capital. Employment per lakh rupees has decreased from 20.05 in 1972-73 to 0.85, and these developments could be because of the technological advancement that we have made. So, there is more emphasis on automation. There are more number of SMEs now into the manufacturing, basically require some kind of modernization in terms of technological upgradation. So, technological upgradation has also replaced labor, and that is why we can see that the number of job created per lakh, it was 20 in almost 20 in 1972-73. Now, it has come down to 0.85, but in certain sectors if you compare, then you find that it is much better. For example, I just discussed the economic survey 2016-17 report. There it mentions in about apparel and textile how it is doing better. While referring the annual report of MSME 2019-20, I found these tables quite interesting, and that is why I mentioned in the beginning itself in reading. So, that is why I did not mention because of the space. but it is these two tables are coming from the annual reports 2019-20. So, it is number of SME, so estimated number of enterprises activity wise. If you think manufacturing, then we have electricity, then we have a trade, then you have other services, and then you find that in rural areas it is more in manufacturing and less in urban areas. So, 114 that you have, it comes under rural areas, and 82 that you have, it comes under urban areas. And if you compare the share in terms of enterprise, and it is coming out to be 31%. Electricity it is more in again the rural areas. Then trade, it is more in urban areas, because for trade you need to have a proper office requirement. So, in order to make sure that those requirements are met, you have more in urban setup. Other services which include all the facilitation services or the input suppliers for most of the firms are having almost equal distribution, rural and urban. So, maybe the manufacturing units in the rural areas are supplemented with the rural setup of 102, and urban areas are supplemented with the urban setup of 104. But other services may also include the firms in the services sector, and that is why it is more in urban setup, and the share is 36 and 33 for trade and other services. So, this is one major contribution that you have, that almost in lakhs. So, these figures are in lakhs. So, that is why you will find that these numbers are coming out to be quite high. The second most important dimension is about employment in MSME, and that is why it becomes really important. In case of MSME, so in the case of manufacturing, you have a more employment in rural segment. So, it is 186, then you have urban 173, almost close. In trade also you have a more of urban 226, and in other services it is more of urban, and the share is almost 32, 35, 33. So, that is why it is very important to note that how this particular sector which are manufacturing is helping create more employment in this particular domain, and these are all in lakhs. So, that is why it is all in considered as lakhs. So, this is 11 crore, this one is 6, this one is 4 crore. So, these are the employment generation. So, 4 crore jobs are created, almost 5 crore jobs are created in the rural segment. Urban segment is having almost 6 crore, and total job creation is around 11 crore coming from this particular manufacturing industry. In terms of industrial development, if you compare, then it becomes really important to think about. So, category wise if you think, then it becomes important. So, micro, small, medium total that you have, it comes out to be rural segment, it is micro is more, medium is less, but in case of urban setup, here you have a micro small more, then a small is also higher. In medium also the size is much higher, but the distribution of enterprises, if you compare, then the rural segment is having more share compared to the urban. So, which means that if you want to revive the livelihood in urban area, if you want to revive the livelihood opportunities in the rural segment of the country, then you should go for the revival of enterprises in MSME sector, because here it looks quite obvious that the rural segment is playing very important role. Employment opportunities, if you think in terms of distribution of employment by type of enterprise in lakhs, so it comes out to be the same, that rural segment is having more share 489, and then you have urban 586, then you have a small, it is 24. In terms of distribution employment, the urban segment is playing a very important role. That could be because there is a shortage of employment opportunities in rural areas. So, people are moving towards the urban setup. Now, so far we have given you the background of how we can understand the overall outlook of the MSME sector, what all rules were devised, how MSME sector is important. In the next session, we will be continuing again, and we will be focusing more on the MSME part, and then we will be giving you, then I will be updating with the recent developments also. Thank you so much.